So I'm gonna continue creating the 3D model of this setup, and as we can see here, we are done with the beams, the wall itself, and the lab strong floor and strong. Now I will be creating this actuator, and as we can see, it consists of many parts, but we are gonna start one by one, and we will roughly estimate the dimensions. So I can start by the middle cylinders or the fixtures to the wall or whatever, but let's start. So I'm gonna work in the 2D face. Here we go. As we can see, this is the face that we are gonna work with, and let's assume, okay, I'm gonna change back to my 3D modeling. And as you can hear, let's change this to the front face. So let's assume the actuator to be the size of maybe 100 by 100. Gonna scale this 10 times. So the size of the actuator must be reasonable so it can hold the wall face. If we have this on this face, I'm gonna just bring it back to wireframe. Okay, let's assume this is the actuator. Yeah, we are gonna create another layer. Let's call it and change its color to any light color. And that way we can keep our work organized and easy to deal with. So let's move it to the center of this loading beam. As we can see, the actuator is now touching. I mean, the size is reasonable compared to this one. Yeah, I know there will be a beam here, but we can take care of that later. Okay, let's go back to the face that I was working with, which is actually this one. Move the actuator outside. As we can see, the actuator has two cylinders, the large one and the small one. And this will be the large one. I'm gonna draw a circle here with a diameter of 30, for example. Now let's make it a diameter of 60, let's make it 75. And let's do another circle inside with a radius of, let's say, 25. I feel it must be smaller. Okay, let's make it 40. So now we have two cylinders, and let's draw the smaller stroke here, the smaller cylinder, and the bolts connecting the parts to each other. I'm gonna implement everything now, and then we can discuss later what we can do. Okay, this is the stroke, which is 10 inches in radius, and let's draw another. Those will be the putting the stuff together. Okay, let's move this. Okay, let's move it here by, let's say, 10, and this one by 10. Then we mirror these two circles. Let's add those circles for these rods, and we have here other rods. Let's make them a little bit larger. So let me copy this from here to here. Now we need to move it a little bit. How can we do that? Let's do this and move this from here to this. Yeah, let's move this from here. Okay, and let's make those circles smaller, let's say 4, and keep this one larger. Again, we are gonna do but we can see these rods coming inside the larger cylinder, so we can move them a little bit. How can we do that? We can draw a line here, and then let's move this from this point to this point. Again, we are gonna mirror. So now we have almost all circles that we need to draw with. What are we gonna do? We will come back to 3D like this. Okay, this is the plane that we need to implement this actuator. Okay, what are we gonna do? First, let's extrude the stroke outside by, let's say, 200. It seems to be large, but doesn't matter. We are gonna adjust that. And this one, let's copy this one, for example, 10, and let's move this one 10. Now I'm just trying to adjust everything, and this one, let's do 10. So now we have this and this. To extrude, let's put them in the actuator layer. As we can see, this is the stroke and this is the outside part of this cylinder. What else? Let's move everything now by, let's say, 15, and copy this by 15 to this side, and let's extrude this plate by 15, as we can see here. Now we have, let me move this a little bit out. As we can see, we have the plate, and we still have the polyline from the other side, because I'm gonna move it. This plate, I will need it to the other side. Let's take the plate itself by 350. Okay, and then we need to extrude the larger cylinder by 350, but we can see it's intersecting with this. Simply, I can move this by 15 because its depth is 15. Okay, now we are done with the larger cylinder. What else? We need to draw the other cylinder, which is this one. So let's move it 365. It will be on the outer face of this plate, which is what we need. Let's extrude it by 200, maybe. Yeah, 200 is enough. And then we need another circle, but I'm not gonna do that now. Let's just first move those circles to the other side, to this side. What can we do? We can do 365. So this is the bolts that we need. Let's extrude them all at once by, I think, 200. Yes, 200. And match properties. Let's look at the realistic shape. As you can see, now we start forming the actuator that we need. Yeah, I know the stroke is a little bit smaller, but we can adjust that. No problem with this. Now I will extrude the last circles to this side by 350. Yeah, I think they are connecting now. No worries, I'm gonna take care of the colors. Yeah, as we can see here, we have those colors for the rods, kind of silver color. Okay, let's change the color from here to this color, and this one. I'm gonna change the stroke. I feel it's small. We can make it larger, or we can keep it. Now let's look at this. Yeah, that's what we need. Okay, let's delete this. We have polyline here. Let's delete it. Okay, what can we do now? We need a circle. Actually, we need a circle. I'm not sure what was the diameter, but anyway, we can do this middle between 2 points. Yeah, what was the... Yeah, I can align it with this one, and then let's move it 200 this way, which is actually this one. The last plate. It's circular. But one thing we can do, let's move it by 15, I think, yes. So now extrude this plate by, let's say, 20. Now we can make it 30. I feel it's thick. Yeah, as we can see here, it's a little bit thick, no problem. We can keep it 30. So now let's look at the yes. So now this is the actuator that we needed. Yeah, I feel my dimensions are not that accurate, but the concept here is the concept. Nothing matters. Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to do this blue connection and these gray connections, which is the fixture to this strong wall. We are gonna start with the blue one. How to do that? Now we need to draw on this face, which is the left. Let's do the left. This is the left side. Okay, left side. Let's draw rectangular with this size, for example, this one, and then let's draw a circle like this one, but make it larger. Just let's move this like this. What we need to do now, we will intersect this part with this part. As we can see now, I formed like half a circle. Doesn't matter to me the location for now, but I'm gonna extrude this with, let's say, 150. No, 150 is too much. I mean 15. So we need to move this part or this element from the center point to the center point of this one. So let's look at this. Yeah, what can we do if you want to increase the height of this one? Because if we look at this side, as we can see, you may notice that some parts of this element is outside. We can do the following. We can select this one and then scale it, SC, and then select the center of scaling between 2 points in order to keep it in center of the circle, and then make it 0.9, for example. Okay, now we can see it is smaller, which means you can connect your part to this. What else? Now we need the same part. Let's take this part, but let's make its let's make its depth by 20, and we need 2 of them. I'm gonna copy this, for example. Let's make it 40. Yeah, I know I need to make we need to make sure, but now we need to rotate this to the other way. So let's do 3D rotation. Select this, select the axis of rotation, which is the red circle in this case, as you can see, this one. But I moved it too much. How can I move it with numbers? Let's do the command of 3D rotation again. Select these two, select the axis of rotation, and make it 180. 180 will flip it in the horizontal direction. And what we need to do now, let's move this from. But before that, let's do the circles. I'm not gonna copy this one. Let's do the circles for this pin in between. As you can see, this pin, we need to do this pin. So let's draw a circle inside this circle. The problem with snipping, sometimes it doesn't work that well, but let's try to do this. If it's not working, we can just simply select the midpoint between this and this. Yeah, but I'm drawing in this direction. No, I need to draw in the left direction, maybe, I think. Let's try again, midway between 2 points, this one and this one. Yeah, this is the pin that we need. I made it 15. Let's make it 12. Yeah, I feel 12 is reasonable. And then we will extrude this by the same amount, which is 20, I think. So this one is 20, this one is 20. What else? We need to copy this from this point. Okay, let's do mid between 2 points, this and this. To mid between 2 points, this and this. Yes, so now we moved it to the center of this one. Even it's 20, it doesn't matter. I can keep it. For example, this one is 13.5. Let's make it 13.5. The problem when you do that, it will not be centered again. Yeah, we need to center this part again. How to do that? We will move it between mid between 2 points to mid between 2 points, which is the top one here and the top one here. Done. Before copying this, I'm gonna subtract now. Yeah, we will use the command subtract, but one more thing, I need to use this as a pin. Okay, let's keep this cylinder. Let's make it 50 maybe. Keep it for now, we will use it later. Subtract, now subtract. From this one. Subtract from this one. Now we can see it's only one part, as you can see here. Before that, what happened? If we display, nothing will show because this element is inside and it's solid actually. That's why you need to do the subtract command. Subtract from this one, enter this one. Now it's 1 unit. Subtract from this one, now it's one part. Let's move this back, but I'm not gonna move it now. Let's copy this one by 40. Now what we need to do, we need to move these two parts to this part. So let's take this one, CO, which is copy between this and this, to center between 2 points, which is this and this. We can always check. Yes, see, it's exactly matching its place. The last thing to do, yeah, I don't need this anymore. The last thing to do, I need just to make sure that I have the pin. And let's do the pin with other color. Go back to wireframe. Let's select this one, move between 2 points, this one and this one. Now it's a little bit confusing, but it doesn't matter. I can always do like nice trick, select this point and this point, and immediately it's gonna be placed at the center. The problem here, we have this pin is smaller than what we need, and as we can see, maybe, yeah, it's very tight from here, but it doesn't matter. I mean, in reality, it's not gonna be like this. There must be a little bit gap here in between, but it doesn't matter. Let me just change the colors of these two. Yeah, we can keep them blue, or maybe we can change them to a little bit darker color. Let's make this 70 and move it 10 to this direction because it extended to 20 from the other side. Now it's centered. Yes, centered, and it's connecting all parts together. What else? I need to copy this here. But better than that, let me do something else. I'm not gonna do small plate. No, I need larger plate with bolts connecting to the wall. Okay. What I need to do, I need to work on this face, which is the right. Okay, let's do the right. Now I will be working here, this plate. Move it here. Sorry. Yeah, I need to work in the left direction. This is the polyline I made. So this is the polyline I need. Let's select. Okay, sorry for that. Yeah, there is an important command here, which is the selection cycle, this one. So as we can see here, there is something called selection cycling. This allows you to select one element in between two or multi elements lying above each other. This command will allow you to select one by one. For example, what I was doing here, when I select this, there are two solid parts. This selection menu will allow me to select one of them. Now I need to draw in the 2D. So here I'm gonna draw in the right direction. Okay, I'm confused now. Let's go back to the main menu and let's look at the front. And let's draw 2D object. Yeah, it's not showing here, so I need to go to the front and let's do rectangular. Yes. So the steps back, let's do the steps back. How to draw something in the 2D? First thing, you need to show the 3D from the home button, and then you go to, for example, you need this face, you need to select the top. Yeah, let's go back. Sorry, I'm gonna select this one, the world here, the world view, and you come here, select the home view, and then select the front in order to draw in this 2D plane. Then from here you select front in order to be able to draw in 2D in this phase. So this is the polyline I need. I'm gonna just move it here, and let's scale it by maybe 2. Yeah, I think 2 will be enough. Even I feel it's large, doesn't matter. I'm gonna move it again, but I need to move it to the center of these 2 plates. There will be a nice track between this point and this point. Then extrude it by, let's say 20. Yeah, let's say 20. So this will be the plate that is connecting the wall to the, sorry, the actuator to the strong wall. One more thing I need to do here. Okay, let's look at the front, back to the wall, and look at the front, and then here come to the front side. What we need to do just to draw small circles. For example, this one with a diameter of 5, radius of 5. Let's move it here by 40. Move it again by 40 like this, and then mirror again. Look at the 3D. Select these circles. I don't care, I just want to show them in the picture. So let's move them here by maybe 40. Yeah, they are a little bit large. No, they are not large, but I need to move them, I think, by 20. Yeah. So let's do the extrusion by 20. Confirm the plate thickness. What else? Now we need to subtract. No, I don't think we need to subtract these poles, but what we need to do, the problem when you show them now, if they are exactly the same size as the plate or the same thickness, they will not show in the picture. So what we need to do, we may just take them like this and increase by 1, sorry, 21, and then let's move them by 1 here. Now when you display the 3D, yes, they will appear like this, and that is the plate that we actually need. Let's do the other side here. But as we can see, I haven't merged, or yeah, this part and this part yet. So we are lucky, so we can just take this one and this one to the other side. And I need the pen. I need everything from this part. Let me take everything like this. Copy to the other side. Just take this bolt out. I don't need it. And let's do the same properties for this pin to those connection or bolts. So here is the actuator. What we need to do, just I think the end of the stroke must have something. So let's connect this back. I need this plate. Actually, I need this plate. Yeah, let's make this 150. Make it shorter. Move this. The center here. And we need to flip this 3D rotate. And select the axis. Okay. Again, move this one between 2 points, this point and this point, to the center of this circle. And this will be the actual, the stroke connection to the beam, or actually it can be smaller. For example, let's make this 20 and move this by 10. And in general, we can take all of this. I prefer to make it a little bit smaller because I feel this. Anyway, I can just simply take this, make it 20. This is the stroke size. Let's make it 15, I think. Yeah, 15 is reasonable. And what is the extrusion of this one? 150. Let's extrude this 150. This way we can get reasonable size of the stroke, as we can see here. Yeah, I feel this is reasonable size. One thing we can do, actually, let's make this a little bit smaller by scaling this to 0.75. Yeah, I feel this will be better. which is connecting this to the beam.